Welcome back to Music Sound Noise. And today we're going to be reviewing a California native.
What's side?
Home Sweet Home. His name is Anthony Gray. His future album is
The Elevation Experience.
Flying Nimbus. So I hope you enjoy. Hey everyone. So we are going to be talking about Anthony Gray. He's another California native from Compton, California.
Woot.
And the album we're going to be reviewing is The Elevation Experience.
Flying Nimbus.
So I took some time out to see what Nimbus actually means. Nimbus, are you ready? Can you get a drum roll? Okay, alright.
I thought you were going to say it as I was drum rolling.
Oh.
That's usually how
as you're drum rumming?
Drum rolling.
Drum rumming. Nimbus means a luminous cloud surrounding a supernatural being. Do I have a Nimbus?
Do you have a Nimbus?
Yeah.
No, but when I did hear the title of the album, the first thing that came to my mind was probably helped by the album art was Dragon Ball Z. Goku. Flying Nimbus.
The album art made you think about Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah, because it's the cloud or a Nimbus. That was the name of Goku's cloud, Nimbus. And he used to fly around just like that.
All right. Anthony, did you watch Dragon Ball Z?
Every millennial watched Dragon Ball Z. Definitely.
All right. Well, so we're going to get a little bit into Anthony and then we're going to cover the music aspect. Anthony is 29 years old. He has a child. He is an activist and a philanthropist. His genre of music is transparent. It's called Transparency Soul, which is a mix of R&B, hip hop, jazz, soul, and gospel. And if you all keep up on our playlist, he was actually on our most recent playlist, the playlist on January 7th, and we featured his song Astro Vibes, which is my favorite song off the album so far.
Okay.
I think that's about it about Anthony. Let's just go ahead and jump into the album, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So the album has about 10 songs on it, 10 tracks. The first song, Nimbus, is an intro, and it reminds me, we are from Los Angeles, California, but we currently live in Atlanta, Georgia, for those of you who do not know. It reminds me of a southern gospel church out here. Like the way it opens up, like it just feels so southern, like it's just like. And so, Anthony, do you have roots, ties, or anything like that in the South? I know a lot of Black people do that live in California just because of the whole westward movement that happened. But do you know of your roots out here? Because I definitely felt some southern vibes on that track. No, go ahead.
On the intro, Nimbus, I definitely, that gospel feel was heavily there. I feel like on the intro, as the intro should be, he not only did he introduce the sound of, or the tempo of what you're going to hear implemented throughout the album, but I feel like he also opened up with him singing. That is him singing, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
With him singing, so and
like an acapella feel.
Yeah, it was very strong. Like the church presence was definitely there.
Ooh, I felt it.
Yeah, he could definitely sing. So I like the fact that
he can.
I like the fact that the intro was an intro as far as like introduction of me singing, introduction of me rapping.
Introduction of him as a person.
Yeah.
I definitely got that vibe too. So
go ahead.
You're currently listening to Astro Vibes, or that's what's playing in the background. Again, I really think it's one of the best songs on the album. It was my favorite for sure. Yeah, please check it out. Like, I really enjoyed it. I feel like throughout the whole album, it's simple, and I mean that in a good way. I feel like it's the whole thing is like just the beats are simple. Do you get that? It's not too complicated, right?
Okay.
Like I feel like how can I put this? I feel like if Anthony was performing at a show and his guitarist walked out, he could easily get another guitarist to listen to the song and be like, "Oh yeah, bro, I got you."
Yeah.
Like it's a simple rhythm. I'm saying this to say that the strain or how should I put this? Not the strain per se, but the enjoyment of the music itself actually comes from his voice. Because, you get what I'm saying? Because everything is so simple. He keeps it simple throughout the whole album as far as instruments go. And he hits you with his voice and makes you, as an instrument, it makes you really listen to his voice and really like, okay, this guy can sing. Like, and his voice sounds really good. Like, you know, a lot of male singers, especially throughout all of history, like, they like to hit high notes, right? Maxwell does it, Chris Brown does it, Michael Jackson did it. And like, this album, or Anthony as an artist, he keeps it masculine. He's not hitting any high notes. He's coming to you with this deep raspiness, and he's like, boom. But it sounds so good.
Yeah. And to get back to the actual like song Astro vibe, I
really
did
like it, by the way.
That you see. I like the "if you smoke, don't smoke" to this part of it. I felt like that was it was, you know, when I first heard the song, when I read the title, I didn't, not knowing where he was from, I was like, okay, well, maybe it's going off Astro as like the asteroids, or maybe it's going off Houston asteroids, or, you know, where is he going with this? Just by reading the title. So then
you thought he was representing his state or whatever.
Yeah, or yeah. So when I actually, by reading the title, and then when I actually listened to the song first time through, I didn't like it, actually. First time I listened to it, I didn't like it.
Well, that's real.
Yeah, and I didn't like it not because of creativity. I think I just needed to listen to it as an entirety one more time. And I feel like if you Astro Vibe, if you listen to Astro Vibe and Hallucinogens, I feel like hallucinations. I'm sorry. Those two really bring the album together. So if you smoke, don't smoke to this. And I really appreciate the whole astral projection thing as well.
Yeah, me too. It's crazy, and like I think that's why I love doing this with you, is because we get two different vibes off of music. Like as soon as I heard this album, Astral Vibes was it for me. Like that's why I put it on the playlist. I was like, oh, that's it. Yeah. So let's get back to the album. What we're listening to right now is called Listen. Listen. Yeah, Listen. And like I said, it's 10 tracks, and I actually spoke to Anthony, so I'm going to share a little bit of what we talked about, because I felt like he described it so well.
As you should, it is.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So I didn't actually recognize this the first time I listened to the album, but after he said it, and I went back and I listened to it again twice, actually, forward, then backwards. So, quote unquote from Mr. Gray, he says that the titles tell a different story, so you have to listen to it forward. But if you read the titles backwards, it tells a different story as well. And it does. So the whole album is kind of dark. He's overcoming something, and Hallucinations itself, I think he's talking about the passing or the loss of a loved one. He doesn't really mention who it is, but it's dark, it's deep, you feel it. Like, I don't even know who he's missing, but
I miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. Like, And I feel like if you listen to the whole track list, like it's a progression.
His dad.
How do you know?
His dad dies.
In hallucinations?
No, I forgot what track it is. He says lost his dad 6 years ago. Still not quite getting over it. It might be lit. It's not lit. It's not lit. I think.
Anthony, let me know if what this guy is saying is true. Is it your dad?
He says it.
Oh, okay, but I mean, he could be talking about somebody else. I want to know though.
That was man. Could have been Miko. Could have even been him rapping.
So yeah, so I really enjoyed that, and when I listened to it again just to see what he was talking about, he's right. It is a progression. And here's a quote from Anthony and what he wants people to get from his music. I just want to make music that changes the way people think in the midst of being oppressed. I'm just here to preserve. I'm just here to persevere. Sorry, y'all. That didn't even make sense.
Yeah, two different meanings.
Yeah. So please check him out. He's on Spotify, and that's where we're listening to him. And we're gonna give you a little bit more of the album. Right now we're listening to Magnificent. And it's so dope to me.
Yeah, and he really barred. He really barred Under the Desk. Yeah.
I really liked Under the Desk.
And KP. Shout out to KP. He did his thing to KP as well.
Yes, and Under the Desk is actually a sample. I think that's going to be our next sample for Sample Tuesdays. Under the Desk is a sample from Chic, and it's called Will You Cry? So we'll go into that a little more on Tuesday. But
did you find that sample yourself? Was it something that
I think that's something that we have to talk to him. Yeah, like we would have to talk to you, Anthony, because like a lot of underground artists, they either do their beats themselves or like their producers are also underground, so it's hard to find out song credits and things like that about them, which makes talking to the actual artist so interesting because everybody has a story. Like if we sat down and produced a song, you would find out some inner workings of our life. So it's just so interesting to really talk to these underground artists. So yeah, when we speak to you, Anthony, hopefully we get to interview you sometime soon. Let us know how you all came up with that track right there, Under the Desk.
I think that's the one that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the one that I heard about father passing.
Okay. So the last song on the track is called OTB. And OTB, you want to guess what OTB stands for?
I was trying to figure out what that stands for. What is it?
Out of the Blue.
Out of the Blue.
Yeah. And so I feel like OTB is the most marketable track on the album. Like if we were to play one of the songs off the album on the radio, it would be OTB.
OTB?
Yeah. Okay. It's definitely with a person by the name of Flight and Most Wanted.
Okay.
So it's definitely one of those songs where it's like, you know, it's upbeat, you know. I could definitely see people like wanting to listen to it on their way home from work or something like that. Like it's that song.
It's his radio cut.
His radio cut, exactly. So yeah. And I enjoyed that song as well. I will say I like the songs mostly with just Anthony. Like his features are dope, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, like
but
we was messing with Miko.
Yeah, Miko's dope, KP's dope, like Alpha's dope, like his features are dope. But like I said, I like the R&B, the singer style more so. Well, that was this episode of Music Sound Noise. You can find us any and everywhere social media can be found. We hope you all enjoy, and until next time.